What is your line in the sand weight? And when should you define one for yourself? How should you define it? All to be revealed in today's episode. So we're here today to discuss your line in the sand weight, your limit, your boundary. Okay? When should you define one? Well, ideally, you should define your line in the sand weight before you begin your HCG journey. You don't want to be doing it during the middle of it, and you're doing it afterwards, be a little late, okay? But you got to have one. Or else, how are you going to keep the weight from coming back? How are you going to keep from regaining the fat and inches that you worked so hard to shed? Look, job number one for you, once you've taken the weight off, is you got to keep it off, okay? I mean, come on. You didn't invest all that time to go on the HCG diet, to go through all the trouble and the inconvenience to do it correctly, and spend all the money getting the right pharmaceutical HCG just to gain it all back and not even make it to your 6-month milestone, the all-important 6-month milestone. Did you? No, of course you didn't. And to make sure you can keep it off, you need to set some boundaries for yourself, some standards, some rules for conduct for your life and around food and around exercising, but especially around food. Otherwise, if you don't do that, as you've seen from many HCG dieters and just regular dieters in general, that when they don't set boundaries, their boundaries continue to expand as well as the waistline continues to keep expanding until once again they're back where they started, unhappy, miserable, and overweight. This is where a concept of a personal line in the sand comes in. I want you to pick a weight and promise yourself and keep that promise, that agreement that you will never ever go over that line again. And if you do happen to go over it, because, hey, life happens, right? Then you've got to mobilize all your forces and take it off ASAP, because failure's not an option. So, to that end, you need to set some standards for how you're going to look after your HCG journey. Do you have a goal? Do you have some kind of vision board set up? Not a whiteboard, but a vision board set up that you drive towards while you're going through your HCG journey? How are you going to look afterwards? You got to have some rules and behavior around food, because you can't let the weight creep back in. I think it's funny, these hobby bloggers and on Facebook groups, they talk about the weight creeping back in like it's its own little four-legged critter. I mean, what's up with that? Leave that for those poor misguided folks who go on many rounds of the HCG diet because they never learned how to do it correctly. They never stabilize. They turn into diet junkies. They turn into chronic dieting junkies, and they become so desperate that they fall for every weight loss fad out there that comes along. I mean, can anyone say those body wraps and raspberry ketones and all that other crap? Now, to make your line in the sand work, it may mean exercising more and or eating fewer calories until you're back under your target weight, bottom line. Now look, it's normal for your body to fluctuate a few pounds after you leave the transition phase of your HCG journey. It's unavoidable. It's life. It's real life. Even on the HCG diet with its fabulous metabolism reset, I mean, that's the reason you did this in the first place, right? Even on the HCG diet with its fabulous metabolism reset, just a normal course of living life and eating like a normal human being, your weight is going to fluctuate. My weight fluctuates, but your job, my job, is to make sure it doesn't fluctuate over those 5 pounds. Okay? And I've kept my weight off for Well, we're going on 8 years at the time of this taping. It may be more than that by the time you see this. Now, for everyone in my program and for those outside of it, I suggest that their line in the sand weight is 5 pounds. Why 5 pounds? Because it's easily achievable and manageable. Remember how I always say that you can't manage what you don't measure. Now, I've seen some weight loss programs, even some HCG programs on YouTube and other places, where they suggest a 10 to 20 pound range. Oh my God, that's crazy. Why? Well, because it takes too long to recover from that much weight gain. Hey, those 5 pounds, you could make those go away in a couple of weeks if you were aggressive about it. But 10 pounds? 20 pounds? You're looking at something close to a month or more even if you were aggressive about it, and most people won't long term. Hey, I promise you this. When you adopt a line in the sand weight, when you establish the consequences for what's going to happen when you go over that limit, and you do that, you'll be successful in keeping the weight off. You're keeping off every pound for the rest of your life. It sounds simple because it is, though it's not necessarily easy if you let yourself slide back into your old eating habits and your lifestyle issues that caused you to do the HCG diet in the first place. I want you to think about it. So when you think about it and you see these weights elsewhere, 20 pounds? No way. 10 pounds? No. 5 pounds. Okay? If you want to hear more about this, maybe I'll do a future tip on that, on a segment on my TV show. And if you want to hear about more effective ways to set weight loss goals and limits so that you always stay on the skinny side of your line in the sand, then leave a comment and tell me that below and tell me what you want. Okay, until next time, stay gutless.